Molality practice. Molality is a lot like molarity, which we already did earlier in the packet. The difference, though, as you can see in your reading material here, is that molality is going to show us moles of solute per kilogram of solvent. Now when we did molarity, remember it had to do with the liters of solution, the volume of the solution. So for both molarity and molality, we're going to start off by taking our moles of solute, and then we're going to divide by the amount of the solvent or solution that we have. Here we're going to take the overall volume of the entire solution and divide, but in molality, we divide by the mass of the solvent rather than its volume. So what we're going to do here is the same sort of thing that we did for our molarity questions, but we'll use mass instead. So molality, which is abbreviated with a lowercase m, is going to be moles of solute over the mass of solvent. And we're going to do this in kilograms. We did our volume for molarity in liters, and for this we have to be very specific as well. We're going to use kilograms here for molality. So you're going to do the same basic thing that we did in the other worksheet. Remember to plug in your numbers where they belong. Make sure you have moles. Make sure that you have mass of the solvent, and then that will equal your molality, which is going to be abbreviated with a lowercase m. So here, like number 1 asks us what's the molality, and it gives us the moles and it gives us the kilograms. So that's already very straightforward, and all you have to do is plug them in. But again, just like our molarity worksheet, some of them are going to give us grams of a substance. For example, number 3 gives us 25 grams of NaOH, and so we're going to have to turn that into moles, since we need to know moles of solute, not grams of solute. So I would start out by doing 25 grams of NaOH, and then I would set up my comparison here, and 1 mole of NaOH, I'd have to figure out how many grams of NaOH that is by adding up the masses of NaO and H and putting that number here. Then remember, grams of NaOH will cancel out, multiply across the top, divide by the bottom, and you'll have your moles of solute. And then for your mass of solvent, make sure that it is in kilograms. So see how this one is grams of water rather than kilograms of water? So just like we did in our last worksheet with the molarity, when we had to change into liters, we had to divide by 1,000 because there are 1,000 milliliters in a liter. Well, there are 1,000 grams in a kilogram, so we're going to do the same thing. When we convert, we're just going to divide by 1,000 to get our kilograms. So when you know the moles and you know the kilograms, all you have to do is divide. If you're solving for moles or mass, however, make sure that you put the molality that they give you on the left-hand side of the arrow before you set up the other parts. So again, figure out what parts you have. Like this one, you have molality and moles, and so you're going to be solving for the mass of solvent. So set these up, use the formula in each one. I recommend that you write that out before you try and solve any of them. Don't just stick it in the calculator. And then if you do get stuck on any of them or have any questions, please do come ask.